topic of today will be consist in two parts, even in more parts. I will talk to you about the anti-aging consultation. That will be quite a long information, how to do an interview, the physical examination, the lab test, the basic lab test, the most important ones, the treatment clues that I will give. And then there will be a part also on how to build up an anti-aging clinic, how to defend your profession against the medical board if ever you come into a problem. So try to be so practical possible that all the aspects are approached. And of course you may ask questions. Now in the first part it's quite long, so I will probably, it's preferable to have questions after we finish a sub-chapter. But don't hesitate to ask questions if you think it really is important for you. Now, before this, we're going to do now an introduction. And the introduction is about anti-aging medicine, just to really be in the subject. And this was an agreement with normally the application we have for university, is how to give an overview of anti-aging medicine at the beginning of each seminar. Now, for anti-aging medicine, you have to check the diet, see that there's bad foods, bad drinks, coffee and alcohol are not so good for the hormones, for example. Healthy foods is, of course, water or drinks, water, fruits, vegetables, cooking at low temperature, animal proteins is very important. And there's also a way to eat. You should chew your food enough. You should try to choose organic foods and to eat moderately food. You don't have to eat too much, but too low is also not good. So sort of golden middle way. And a clue that can give you maybe 6 years of life more is varying your diet. There's a study that shows that. Now, of course, what is the diet if you don't do sufficient activity? It's then only a partial approach. The best is to do a complete approach and have a good physical activity. And what is basically a good basis for physical activity is doing 30 to 40 minutes of walking every day. That will decrease your mortality by about 30%. Now, for the psychological attitudes, it is not good to express negative feelings, but it's even worse to hold them in. So the best is to convert negative feelings in positive action, for example, and positive attitudes. You use the energy to accomplish things, and that works out much better for health. And these are some of the lessons that centenarians give us. Healthy centenarians are 4 hours per day still active, doing a profession or voluntary work. And they have a sort of spirit of life that is also part of the method, I would say, to live long and to live healthy. Now, what are these techniques? If the pollution goes on and you live in a very unhealthy environment, full of synthetic carpets, synthetic material, with air conditioning, you will not breathe good air and you will get toxic. And so it's very important to have good approach. In this room, actually almost the only real toxic thing is the carpet that is on the wall here. But all the rest, we have a good, it's good open, we have a hard wooden floor that is normally not treated, and we have windows. So actually you're in a good environment, and maybe I felt that you felt a little bit better than generally you are in seminars when you're in the basement. So healthy, it's always healthier outside than indoors, because indoors we have all the materials that outgas and that we inhale. So all these approaches are important to live healthy. Also, there's to correct nutritional treatments are important, and these are basically the screening panel that I do for nutrients the first time a patient comes. And this helps me to exactly know what are the most important vitamin or other nutrient deficiencies they have. You see that in the panel, there's vitamin A, C, and E, coenzyme Q10, total carnitine. There's also sort of oxidative stress panel. And what is that word? If we don't ask, the most important nutrients are probably the minerals. They're also in the biggest quantity, and they will also influence mortality and cardiovascular diseases and other in a very important manner. So nutrients, you always have to ask the minerals, at least the magnesium and the phosphorus. Also a basic biological profile with glucose, cholesterol. You can see this on the panel. And then beneath are what sort of treatment you can give when there's a nutrient deficiency. You don't have yet here the values or optimal or less optimal values. Here you can find that in my orange book, which has a whole, at the end, a whole tables on most of the nutrients, the main symptoms that you have of deficiency, and the classical treatment you should that is given, what are the doses that are really efficient, and what are the foods that you could take that could help. But here already you have some of the basics for the treatment, so it already gives you here an idea. And then there is the hormone treatments who seem to be among the most potent treatments to not only slow down aging, but on certain aspects to reverse aging. And here's the panel in blood and in 24-hour urines that I give. The advantage of doing 24-hour urines is that you have a 24-hour overview. And when you look here you have some clues about the treatment and the most classical treatments that are given. You don't have all the hormones here, but this is just to give you an idea how, if you want to start actually with this, you already have the basics of anti-aging medicine.